All right, it's time for our Week 12 preview segment. Our first game that we're going to be previewing is Notre Dame at Pitt. I think this game could be interesting. I'm definitely leaning heavier on Notre Dame here. I just think that the talent advantage is so significant. I like Pittsburgh and what they're doing at quarterback. They've switched up that position since an injury early in the season. I think even though their quarterback was healthy, they got hurt. I think they kept him out. I'm really impressed with what they're getting from their new quarterback. They played really solid down the stretch. They're currently 7-2. A win here would be huge for their playoff chances if they want to do anything. Even if they win their conference, they probably need to win this game to be realistically in the playoff field. My reasons for probably taking Notre Dame here, I really do feel like their offense is so much more balanced. They run the ball at will against most teams, and they throw the ball really well when they open up the run game. So I fully anticipate them with their two back system with Jadarian Price and Jeremiah Love to open up the run game, and then the passing game will probably start to take its toll on Pitt's defense, who has been spotty all season. I don't think they'll be able to stop Notre Dame. Having home field advantage is great and all, but the talent advantage is just so much more leaning in Notre Dame's favor. Notre Dame's run game has been good all season. Not many people have stopped them on the ground. Jeremiah Love is still one of the best players in college football, with Jadarian Price being one of the most unsung running backs right behind him. That lightning and thunder is just it's such a good combination for them. I feel like Pitt in their passing game, if they really want to win this game, is going to be the biggest factor for them. Averaging over 300 pass yards per game, I think that's their biggest strength. Their passing offense is great. If Desmond Reed, the running back, who actually is currently not their leading rusher, but one of their leading receivers, if he's healthy, I think that gives them a massive advantage. Schematically, they can do so much with him. He's kind of a Darren Sproles kind of player. For those of you that remember Darren Sproles, he's smaller, he's quick, he's elusive, he's got great top end speed. He's a really good route runner. Out of the backfield, he doesn't pose the hugest threat, but if he's healthy and he can go, he's probably going to be an impact player for them. Pittsburgh has to get the passing game going if they want to have a chance. Those are my keys to victory for them, but I like Notre Dame winning this game 37-23.
Pitt's been on a heater ever since. Was it the West Virginia game? Was their last loss? I
Yeah, they
think.
blew the game to West Virginia. Quarterback gets hurt, and then they make the change and play against Boston College. I think they won 48-7 in that game,
Yeah,
and they started rolling.
and it hasn't been against great teams, but they've blown them out. Unlike a lot of the other teams at the top of the ACC, so there's something to be said about that. But as for Notre Dame, as you kind of said, just the talent disparity is pretty big there, especially in the trenches too. And Pitt's defense, even though they've been winning, hasn't been great against the teams they've played that do have dynamic offenses. They've given up like 30 points each of those times. So I don't think Notre Dame's going to have much pushback on that side of the ball. And Notre Dame has been improving on defense pretty much every week. So I think they're going to do enough on defense to hold off Pittsburgh. I like Notre Dame here, 38-24, to go on the road, get a solid win here.
Yeah, Notre Dame cannot afford to slip up. They're like I said, Pittsburgh really does need this win too if they want to make the playoffs, but they actually still have a route to make it if they were to lose in a close game. If Notre Dame loses, they're done. They will not make the playoffs with three
Yeah.
losses. So Notre Dame needs this win a little bit more. I think they're a more consistent football team and they're more balanced. Their secondary is susceptible. So going back to the passing game with Pitt, they're going to need to get that going. Their one common opponent that really stood out to me was Boston College. They Pittsburgh blew them out 48-7, and Notre Dame just had a tough game against them. It was like 25-10. They needed a walk-off
Yeah,
touchdown to
really
seal it.
weird one.
So, you can't really judge teams off of that. I just know a lot of people like to look at common opponents. That is an interesting one to look at, but I definitely feel like regardless of that outcome, Notre Dame is still the better team.